The truth about when people say God knows my heart, the truth is God does know your heart. And the thing is when people say that, most people say that out of anger or conviction because they don't want to deal with their sin problem. They don't want to be confronted about it. In fact, they act like that God is okay with their sin and God will just forgive them anyway. That is a lie. That is not true. The truth is, what is in your heart and it comes out of your mouth. And in the same way, what the heart flows, which is blood flows through through the body, through your veins. So what your heart flows is what action it can do as well. So actually, the truth is not just what is your heart condition is, or it's not just that. What comes out of the heart comes out of the mouth. So if your words are evil, then your heart is full of darkness. If your hand commits darkness, or one hand commits darkness and the other does good, that hand is still full of darkness, meaning that one hand makes the whole body bad. And I do not say this message lightly either, because people, even when I've grown up, people have used the excuse, well, God knows my heart, and use many excuses along with that as well. Well, the truth is, excuses are just that. That excuse that you make is not gonna bend the arm of God. It'll actually bend your arm to kneel to the devil, because you're his master. You fall into temptation and obviously fell into sin. Because if sin is in your heart, then anything that you do is going to be wicked. Now, I'm not meaning in a legalistic way. Of course you can do good with your hands, good with your mouth, good with your eye, or even good with your clothing. But what does the heart show? There was a video actually I made a year or two ago that you can say all the good words you can say, you can do all the good works that you can do, and all this stuff, but what does the heart show? That is the key. People think that God can only judge the heart. Well, God does judge the heart, because what is the center, or the hatred towards God is the center of all evil. Now, obviously that kind of doesn't make sense to some people, but it's true. What flows out of the heart is blood, but whatever else is in the heart flows out of the mouth and your ligaments of your body as well. So if you commit murder, that comes out of your heart. If you commit sexual immorality, that comes from your heart. If you lust after someone with your eye, then that came from your heart. If you cuss someone out, that comes out of your heart. If you eat gluttonously, or if you desire riches, if you desire possessions, if you desire someone's wife, someone's girlfriend, someone's boyfriend, if you desire, let's just say, for example, a tree or a forest like I'm in right now at a public park where I live, if you desire these things in an evil way that is detestable to Jesus, then your heart is evil. Now, it does say in Scripture that you should ask God for a pure heart. And is this possible? Yes, this is actually possible. Now, I'm not exactly sure where in Scripture it does speak of this, but I know that it's there, and any other Christian out there, whether apostate Christian or a true follower of Jesus Christ, knows this, that he will give a new heart, but you have to also be willing to do what is right as well. It may not be easy, but if you are willing to have a new heart, and also a new, to be reborn again, these things will follow. Like Jesus said, if you want to be reborn again, or in order to be reborn again, you must be born of water and of spirit. And also that includes the heart. Your heart has to change. Now, changing of the heart is also painful as well. And I'll give a short testimony. I told one of my very long childhood friends speaking against tattoos and homosexuality. And this friend of mine was very not happy about it. And I wasn't trying to force anything on him. I wasn't being a homophobe or anything like that, but this friend of mine was very and clearly upset. He told me to take him home, and obviously I did so, and he talked to me a little bit longer when I pulled up to his house, and after that I left, and my heart was in such pain and felt like I was being crushed. But that is also part of the refinement that you will go through. Actually, that is what I was trying to say also as well. In order for you to have a new heart, you have to go through refinement, and that refinement is not just spiritually painful, it is physically painful. And some things are required for you to, some things are required to happen for refinement, and actually refinement is required by Jesus, because if you can't change your heart, then your heart will still be darkness that is full of it. So that is all I have for this message today. May Jesus bless you.